Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great day. Mine was a shit show, so there we go. Hopefully we can turn it around tomorrow for the rest of the week. Shit show as far as like work goes. So anyways, I hope everybody had a great day. Last night I watched Real Housewives of New York. Let's get on with it. Real Housewives of New York City. We started off the episode with everything is of just hunky-dory. Who's hunky-dory? Is hunky-dory with Aaron and Brynn. Aaron actually finally makes her shakshuka, because everybody's like, why, when are you gonna make this shakshuka? Everybody's pretty hungry, especially Sai. So she makes the shakshuka. Jenna helps her, and they have the shakshuka. Listen, I don't know that I would be able to eat the shakshuka because it's poached eggs. The way that I am with eggs, listen, I cannot have any of that white, like the yolks cannot be runny. If I see any part of the yolks that's runny, or no, not the yolks, I'm sorry, the whites, the egg whites, the yolks are fine. But if I see any part of the egg white that's runny, it grosses me out. I do not like it. So to complement the shakshuka, Upa brings out her hot sauce. And I thought I had heard this before I started watching, but she has her own brand of hot sauce. I think it's called Uba Hot. And she had explained it this way. She said that as a model, they were always eating just like steamed everything, steamed fish, steamed chicken. Everything was steamed and didn't have any flavor. So she made this hot sauce to bring some flavor. So she made that. And then a few years ago, it actually landed on Oprah's favorite things list, which if you're a business owner and you're on that list, it's like a ginormous Christmas gift to you. So they were eating the shakshuka, and they got around to talking about like Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving was coming up. And Brynn then had talked about her childhood. And she talked about her childhood a little bit later as well. She had said that basically that her parents really weren't in the picture that much. And her brothers were adopted by her grandmother, which was her mother's mother. And they had talked about that, and they had talked about, her possibly spending Thanksgiving with maybe one of the ladies, or something like that. So then everybody left the house in Sag Harbor. Jessel really got the hell out of there quick as quick could be. Good. Because if you don't know yet, I don't like Jessel on here. I might have mentioned it a few hundred times. I do not like Jessel on here. Maybe she's a nice person and like off of the show. I just think she's a complainer, and I think her self-awareness is non-existent, and she's not even socially awkward. I just think she's just totally unaware of anything she does. I don't know. I just don't like her. Let's move on and not have this be a TED Talk of why I don't like Jessel. So then they go into a little bit of a background with Aaron. Aaron is in real estate, and I believe she had said that both of her parents were in real estate, or one of her parents were in real estate. And when she was talking about, and we would, all the famous people she met, I don't really care. Something about her, sometimes I like her, but sometimes I don't. And I had found something else out about her that I'm not going to bring on to here, because it has to do with politics. And the two things I really don't want to talk about on here are politics and religion. I learned something about her that kind of veers me towards like not being a fan of hers. That's all I'm gonna say. So Erin was talking about how she now is in real estate, and she's actually in the same real estate firm as Frederick from $1 Million Listing New York, which I thought was cool. And then we go back to Brent. Brent is going into the hair salon. Brent is biracial. Her father is black, her mother was white, and her grandmother that had adopted her is white. And she had said that her father really was never really in the picture, so she never was really around a strong black community. And she would always get, so when she went to the hair salon, really wasn't anybody there that knew the proper techniques of how to style her hair and how to work with her hair. And eventually she had said that she had met this lovely black woman, and I guess there's this lovely black woman, and her grandmother had known her. So this woman had owned a salon and had said, bring her in to the salon and I'll help out. And she had said that was really just one of like the best things that could have happened to her, because for the next 10 years, every weekend, she would spend time in this hair salon, which was a community in itself. And she was so thankful for that. I really enjoy hearing about her background, because when you get into like her background and size, and even Uba, she had talked a little bit this episode about her family and that. It just kind of endears them to me a little bit more, and it makes me understand like where they're coming from. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then speaking of Uba had gone in to see her therapist, and Uba was saying that she was really sad, and she was saying that she just feels so alone. And the therapist was saying, well, you have tons of friends, Uba, but she was feeling alone because she doesn't have her mother. Her mother had passed away, I believe she said, in 2012. And she was just feeling so alone, and she wishes that she was there to help her, to guide her. And the woman, the therapist had said, you know, she's always looking over you, and, you know, she would be proud of you, and she would want you to go out there and really push through with this business, and I'm here for you, and I'll push you through. And it was a nice interaction. I am enjoying Uba. Uba is one of the people that I am really enjoying on this reboot. But most of the time, she's just very funny and outgoing, and she can be a little ditzy from time to time, but I think she's a smart lady. But I also enjoyed seeing this kind of look into her life. I know it is a reality show and we're looking into their lives, but I enjoyed that. Sai is at home. She's talking with her husband, David, and she suggests having a Friendsgiving, but instead calling it a Brinsgiving. And she wants to invite the ladies over and have Bryn over. She just feels bad because Bryn doesn't have any real family to celebrate Thanksgiving with. And she also said she wants to do this for her because she really connects with Bryn, because growing up, I mean, they didn't have the same exact set of circumstances, like the same exact things happened to them, but they both grew up poor. Sai, if you remember last week, she had said She's been living on her own since she was 16. So she has this kinship with Brynn, and she feels for her. She can have empathy for her, and she feels for her, and she just feels bad, and she doesn't want her to be alone. I thought that was nice. I thought that was a beautiful gesture. And she talks with, I believe she does call up Brynn, and they ask her, would this be okay? And she's like, yes, I would love it. They then talk about Jessel, and they're talking about how, you know, all these different things that Jessel's been doing. And David says, you should really take it easy on Jessel. So speaking of Jessel, next scene up, Jessel's talking to her husband. And she's talking about how Jenna gave her the lingerie. And remember, she gave her the lingerie, and it was green, and she had to run around right in front of Jenna yelling about how it's ugly, it's so ugly, I look like a Christmas tree, blah, 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 blah. Very grateful, very gracious. And so she's telling her husband that Jenna went around telling everyone about how she was hurt by how Jessel was talking about this and what she was saying. Listen, and then she said Aaron and Cy, and I guess the rest of them were like a bunch of cackling hags. Listen, I don't think that Jenna went and told them anything. I think it was pretty obvious by the look on Jenna's face that her feelings were hurt. And whose feelings wouldn't be hurt? I mean, if you give a present and then somebody right in front of your face is saying, I hate it, I'm never gonna wear this, this is ugly, but I mean, who wouldn't? Whose feelings would not be hurt by that? See what I mean? She has no like self-awareness of what she's doing. Like she just has no self-awareness. She just doesn't understand that what she's doing is hurtful. I don't understand how you couldn't understand that. So meanwhile, Jenna and Jenna goes over to Aaron's place, I think, and they're talking, and Jenna tells Aaron that Jessel had called them cackling hags, and she's like, what the hell? And Jenna then said she doesn't think that Jessel is mean. She said, I don't think Jessel has a mean bone in her body. I just think she's trying too hard. And she didn't say that to Aaron. She said that to producers on like the confessional. So she was sticking up for Jessel. She's not mean. She's not mean-spirited, and she's just trying too hard. Okay, maybe that's it. And then they also talk about Jessel and her husband are talking about the lack of fun times in the bedroom. And her husband basically is blaming it on just having kids. Like, I guess for him, like when you have kids, that's it. It just dries up. He doesn't seem to be really upset at all. I mean, if a guy is okay with not getting any ever, and you're married, listen, and you're young, I mean, he's not that old. I'm just saying, is he getting it someplace else? I'm not saying nothing. I'm just wondering. That's all. So next we have Brynn's giving over at Cy's. Jessel arrives, and it's kind of awkward because she goes up to Aaron and she asks, how did the memorial go? And it was a memorial because I believe her grandmother had just passed, and she was then asking a bunch of questions. I mean, I get that you're asking to make conversation, but like, how would a memorial go? I mean, what could you say? You couldn't be like, it was a laugh a minute. I had a great time. I mean, it was a memorial for your grandmother passing. I mean, most you could say was, it was lovely or it was touching. I don't know. What do you say? So she then leaves the scene, which I'm happy about. And then the ladies talk about how she called them cackling hags. Listen, Uba, I really do like Uba. Uba has no idea of what, she thought it was cockling, I think at first, which made her think that it was something about men's testicles. She had no idea. And then she looked up and she's like, oh, a witch. She's like, that's not good. I don't like that. No, nobody does. Nobody would. Jenna, once again, then says something like, she doesn't really think that Jessel meant it. Like, she didn't mean anything mean about it. And then she had also said she did not say it. She didn't tell Aaron about it just to stir the pot. And the producer had asked, well, then why did you say it then? And Jenna had said, I have no idea why I said it. Maybe old lady brain. Sweetheart, listen. Old lady brain is real. Jenna's 55. I'm 55. Old lady brain happens all the time. I come into the kitchen. I have something in my head as to what I want to get in the kitchen. I come into the kitchen. What did I come into the kitchen for? Who knows? And then I'll figure it out 2 hours later when I'm in my car at Starbucks or something. So old lady brain is real. And then we sat down to dinner, and they're asking Brynn about, her family and that. And she had said, I like this. I related to this. She said, she has family, but most of them are assholes. Feel ya. Some. She then goes in and they're asking her to talk about her childhood. I felt, this was bad. I felt so terrible for her. And she really did not look like she wanted to talk about it, but she had said that she lived with her family for the first 6 months of their lives. They lived in subsidized housing. They were very, very, very poor. They're going to get into it more next week, but she had mentioned that there was abuse, neglect. Her diaper wasn't changed for like days. I felt terrible for her. Listen, I know that they sign up to share their lives, but I don't know. I felt so bad for her having to talk about it. It was just on national TV nonetheless. It was just heartbreaking. It was, and she's probably going to get into it more next week, but, it was just terrible. I felt so bad for her. So that is where it ended. It looks like next week, Jenna might have been caught in a lie. So I don't know. I hope not. I like Jenna. So with that being said, let me know, did you watch last night? If you did, what did you think? Also tell me why you don't like Jessel. I just don't like her. So anyways, if you do, don't come for me. There's probably a reason why you like her. And good for you. I don't. So anyways, with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day tomorrow and the rest of the week. I love you. If nobody told you yet today, I love you. You were loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. Let's take care of one another. And also, I'll see you tomorrow with a recap of The Bachelorette. Okay, I will see you tomorrow, guys. Bye, guys. Bye.